Hey guys, welcome back to the Psych Phyt podcast. It's a lovely Thursday, and if you guys watched my last episode last week, I want to do a business series called the Rookie Roadmap, and I think I did write a whole episode and had things planned to do, but I just wasn't really happy with the way that I saw it progressing in the next few weeks. I feel like I wouldn't really have that much valuable content to give you guys. And yeah, I just feel like it would have just started to become a hassle. Even now I've noticed, I got up this morning and I didn't really want to do my podcast. I was just it was just another task that needed doing, and I don't really want it to get to that. So I think I'm going to take a little break from my podcast. I've sort of been having a look. I know my September is quite busy. I have something on every weekend, either a volunteer thing or a personal development weekend that I'm going to and stuff like that. So I know that, September would have just been rushing it, trying to get it done. And that's not what I want the series to be. So, so I'm going to look at starting it maybe in November, but I'm also kind of tossing up whether just to start the business series at the start of the year, in January. Because I don't really want to start it in November and then it's Christmas and lots of things happen. And my Cert 3 and 4 in fitness, my course finishes on October 31st. So that's going by so quickly, and I feel like I'm not able to put in as many hours as I'd like to for my Cert 3 and 4. Because I really want to do my best in my course. It not only requires a lot of studying and, getting the assessments done and things, but I really want to take the time to actually practice my skills and grab my friends and do practice PT sessions and group sessions and stuff. So I feel like at the moment I'm just sort of trying to do too many things. And even the nutritionist and performance coach, the habits coach that I'm working with, he said something to me on one of my first weeks working with him, and he got the vibe, and he was very correct. He got the vibe that I am sort of the person that it's like a chasing rabbits analogy. I'm trying to chase too many rabbits at the same time, and I don't catch any of them. So he was saying that when you watch a dog chase a rabbit or whatever, or a lion in the wild trying to catch a antelope or whatever, they always hyperfixate on one of them, and then that's what they catch. If they try and focus on all the dogs, all the rabbits or all the antelope, then they wouldn't catch any of them. And I feel like I'm always the kind of person who, tries to do everything at the same time, and then sort of just feel like I'm going around in circles. So I'm obviously very happy that I started my podcast, and I feel like from day one until now, I have seen growth in my podcasting abilities, I guess you'd say, and basically just like my confidence in being able to film a video without having like word for word scripts. So I'm really like happy with that, and I really do want to continue podcasting, but I want it to be like the fact that I'm starting a business series on like how to start your own business and like the little things that you have to think about. I want that to be good. I don't want to just, you know, like last week's episode was very much just like on the fly, not really knowing what I was talking about. So I don't want the whole series to be like that. I want it to be like more structured. So yeah, I'm going to have a little break, have a few weeks off, and I'll keep you guys in the loop on what I'm going to do. Because yeah, my course finishes in October, and I haven't been traveling in a while, and I love traveling. So I'm thinking I might just take some time in November and do a bit of traveling, get out there. I really want to do a volunteer course, like not a volunteer course, a volunteer trip. So like go overseas somewhere and maybe, I don't know, either like conservation work or like building schools or teaching in schools or whatever. I love that sort of stuff. But yeah, just in the process of sort of having a look at what companies are reliable and actually make a difference. I don't want to just go and do something that's just for my benefit. I actually want to benefit the community that I'd be volunteering in. So yeah, just making sure I get the right companies. Yeah, I'll show you my little planner. So I've just started using a high performance planner. It's from like a man called Brendan Burchard made this planner, and it's based on his book. So he's an author, based on his book called The High Performance Habits, and really good book, I recommend. But yeah, I just started using his planner. I've heard of it before because I read his book maybe like 5 or 6 years ago now, and I was like, oh yeah, his planner looks cool, but I don't think I would use it because I'm not really a journaling type person. But yeah, I've used it for maybe like 4 days now, and it's really good, the kind of questions it asks. I don't know how much of this you're going to be able to see, but this is sort of a idea of what each day looks like. And it just, you know, asks you about what's one thing you can get excited about today. You know, what's a situation that might trip me up today or stress me out? And then what would be the best way to deal with that? And then one that I really like, one that I really like is, if I was a high performance coach looking at my life from a high level, what would I tell myself to remember? Or I would tell myself to remember that. And then in the evening journal, it says, if I was my own high performance coach, I would tell myself this statement about today. So it's kind of cool because it makes you look at the perspective of like, if you were at the level that you'd like to be, if you were at a high level and you were acting as your own high performance coach, like what would you tell yourself? What areas would you look at and be like, okay, you're doing that like that well, but maybe you can improve in those areas. So it's a cool daily journal. It also has weekly pages. So like at the start of the week, you do like a journal entry. And then even at the start of the month, you do a journal entry of more like long-term goals, how your life is tracking and your habits and stuff. So yeah, it's really cool. Recommend. So yeah, I'm doing that at the moment and really enjoying my Cert 3 and 4 course. Tonight we're doing functional training, so more like group style training, more of the stuff that I really want to do. So I'm really excited about tonight's class because I think we actually get to get into small groups and like run like either an AMRAP, which is as many rounds as possible, or like an EMOM, which is every minute on the minute. So just those sorts of little activities. So maybe just like a 15-minute workout, but it's more high intensity stuff. So yeah, I'm really keen for that. And I'm keen to get some ideas for my group fitness classes that I want to start. And that's another thing. That's another thing that I want to do. But no, that's sort of my main priority, I guess, with Psych Phyt and with my business, is actually starting my classes. But I feel like I'm giving myself a lot of guilt around not having started yet. And sort of every week that goes by, I feel like I'm not getting any closer because, you know, I am working on actually getting my qualifications, which is a key point. But I technically already have my Cert 3, so I can already run classes. So I'm thinking, like, I've been looking at my calendar this morning and like planning out basically the rest of my year and sort of looking at what big things I have coming up that could take up a lot of my time and my energy. And, you know, I think I look at my goals as like, oh yeah, I can accomplish that in a month. But I don't consider that, you know, I work or study, you know, Monday to Friday. And then for the whole of September, I have something on basically every Saturday and Sunday. So, you know, it's just non-stop. And, you know, trying to slot in, if I have a goal that I want to complete in a month, then being like realistically looking at it, I'm like, okay, that's going to be either really stressful or I'm just going to give up because it's too hard. So I think it's important for me to actually have looked at the rest of my year and realized, like, okay, for the next 2 months, I've got my course, my Cert 3 and 4, which takes up quite a lot of my time. And then, you know, in November, I might want to go traveling. And then in December, it's Christmas, family time, whatever. So realistically, I want to try and not put guilt on myself for not starting my classes this year. Because I sort of, at the start of the year, I was like, oh, well, I'll definitely start my classes this year. You know, that's a priority of mine, blah, blah, blah. But I think if I just tell myself, you know, just don't worry about it for the rest of the year, just focus on other priorities and then hit the ground running in January. And I think that's a good time as well because, you know, people have New Year's resolutions and, you know, they want to get fit. It's warmer, so, you know, people can't use the excuse that it's too cold. So I think if I have, everything set up and ready to go by January and I give myself a date to like set as my first class, then that just takes pressure off me for the rest of the year. And I don't have to guilt myself into, you know, oh, I should, you know, do the marketing for my classes or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know where else I was going with that, but I think realistically, because we only have, September, October, November, December, we only have 4 months left of the year. I know a lot can get done in 4 months, but also I already have enough rabbits that I'm chasing that I don't need to add another one. And another, I guess, tool that I've been using, and I I underutilize this a lot because whenever I use it, it's super handy, and I'm like, wow, this would have taken me like hours to try and do this, and it's just like right there. And that's ChatGPT or like AI. And even just the other day, I was like playing around with it, and you know, I was like prompting it, and I said, I want to be a coach. What kind of coaching can I do? And then it just like listed a whole range of like different coaches, like relationship coach or health and fitness coach or personal development coach. And then I chose one of them and I said, oh, personal development coach sounds cool. What kind of things could I deliver to my clients? And then it came up with like all these ideas, and one of them was like group workshops. And I was like, that sounds cool. Give me an idea of some workshops that I could run. And then it like spat out some more. And yeah, it was really cool because, you know, I sort of, because on the side of my like health and fitness and, you know, group exercise classes, I also want to do personal development stuff and like habits workshops and goal setting workshops and stuff like that. So, you know, one of the main ones that ChatGPT said was, oh, you could hold a goal setting workshop. And I was like, sweet, that's what I want to do. How would I run this session? And it literally was like step by step, do an introduction, then talk about why goals are important, you know, do this, get people to fill out a goal setting worksheet. And then I asked it, I was like, oh, that's cool. Can you please produce this goal setting worksheet for step 3? And it's like, yeah, sure, no worries. And then it like gave me this list of like questions and even like the lines and everything and the little initial like, this is a goal setting worksheet, blah, 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 blah. Like fill this out and reflect on your goals for this year or whatever. It was a lot better than I would have said. And I was reading through the questions, and sort of as I was going, it was like basically exactly what I would have written if I thought of it myself. And one of the questions I was like, oh, I probably would have expanded on this area, or at least tried to make it more specific. But then in the next section, it like went through that, exactly what I was thinking. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So the worksheet was actually like really good quality. And I was really surprised. It even gave examples and stuff. So it's pretty crazy how, you know, like a thing that I've thought about doing, like, you know, an online workshop or like even like an in-person goal setting workshop and stuff, I could literally ask it to write me a little 3-minute introduction to give to the group, and then write me the worksheet to give to the group, and then what should I talk about at the end, and blah, blah, blah. So, you know, like a 30-minute workshop could all just be planned out for you in like 5 minutes. So it's just, it's crazy how like what ChatGPT can do, and I really need to start using it more. I even used it the other day because I'm trying to increase my vitamin D production, increase my vitamin D levels. And, you know, I thought I spent a fair bit of time in the sun, but like clearly not. But I am now like actively trying to walk around my block every day to get sunlight. And I asked ChatGPT to make a table of like, if I went for a walk at 6 a.m, how much sun would I need if it was summer or winter? And then 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, like all the hours of the day. And like, it was like at 12 o'clock, if it was summer, you would only need 5 to 10 minutes of sun to get your adequate vitamin D exposure. Like I was like, I'm a 29-year-old female, fair skin, you know, I live in Brisbane, Australia, like all this stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's probably not super accurate, but it's accurate enough to be like, oh, okay, sweet, I need 10 minutes of the sun. But if it was 7 o'clock in the morning, I'd need 20 minutes in the sun. So it was just like a cool table to have because, you know, I've heard different things. So it's nice just to have that ballpark figure of, yeah, how much sun I need. Because I obviously don't want to get too much sun or else I will turn red. So yeah, so just things like that I just find super helpful, even with like my iron levels. So I have iron deficiency, so I have to take my tablets at specific times and with meals and stuff, but calcium interferes with the absorption of iron. So I was asking it like how much calcium affects iron absorption, and it was basically saying about 50% of the iron gets interrupted and not absorbed because of calcium. So but yeah, then it was also saying like we naturally only absorb, I think it was like 15-ish% of the iron anyway. So like say something has 5 milligrams of iron in it, we would only absorb like not even 1 milligram of that 5 milligrams. But then if I had it with calcium, then I'd only absorb like not even half a milligram. So yeah, all interesting stuff and so much easier than like Googling stuff, because Google never gives me the right, like straightforward answer. So yeah, if you've never used ChatGPT before, I definitely recommend. It's pretty cool. And it's good fun just to play around with. So yeah, that's all I've been up to this week. And I had a good training session last night because one of my coaches at CrossFit and I are doing a group fitness, what am I saying? Like a fitness competition. It's actually the one that I was meant to do individually, but then realized I wasn't fit enough and the weights were too high. So then I postponed to the Gold Coast one. And we're going to do it as a partner workout. So we only have to do half the amount of reps. So yeah, super cool. And that's in like 4.5 weeks, or probably 4 weeks now. Yes. So yeah, I'm keen for that. And that's pretty much it. That's my update. So yeah, I won't be posting next week. This is my last episode for a little while, at least 8 weeks, if not 4 months. But at the latest, I'll be back in January. So yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome few weeks, a few months, whatever it is that I take off. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on my Instagram and Facebook, and gonna start doing some more social media stuff too. But yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's all. Closing message. I'll see you guys when I see you.